Through contemplation, you can reach enlightenment. You can be enlightened to wisdom through contemplation. And this contemplation can come through talks, conversating, building with other people, but and meditating within your own mind. And you come to enlightenment. This is something we got to do. We can't just always depend on books and depend on the TV to tell us what's going on or what's true, or to depend on the professors, those who profess to have knowledge, who have none. We got to depend on our own process of enlightenment. We can't just deal with doctors, people that doctor up stuff to make it appear to be true. We got to go beyond that. We got to really contemplate and do the work of self-analysis and self-examination, which is a lot of work people don't want to do. Because there's no book out there that's written for any individual. The book is, all books are written in general. The only book that's written from you is the book of your soul, the book of the Akashic Records that you must go within and read. There's no book at Transitions Bookstore. There's no book at Borders. And there's no book at Black Bookstore, at any Black bookstore. I sound like a Hindu sometimes when I'm talking. I sound like I'm a foreigner sometimes. There's no book at Black Bookstore that you can read. But it's the book of your soul that you have to learn to read that book. The well springs of your spirit. That book must be read daily. And that book can only be read through contemplation. Some people think that they can meditate and come to truth. And they neglect contemplation. They neglect spiritual dialogue. But to get to this level of contemplation and spiritual dialogue, you must get among the guru. You must sit at the foot of the master to really get contemplation. To start the process of divine contemplation, you must get amongst that which is divinely contemplated. That starts the process. So we can't just meditate. We have to contemplate and examine and analyze ourselves from within. We got to do that. And we have to take that time and let the truth that is within us raise to our consciousness and manifest as our very consciousness. A lot of times think we got to put something in. Keep putting something in. And not allowing something that is already within to come out. Whole nother process. But in realizing the divine relationships, it has made me come to know that once you reach a certain state of enlightenment, then you become pure within your own being. So then you become capable of having pure love. But without inner purity, you cannot love purely. Because pure love is based upon the purity of your inner self. It's not based upon what is in the universe. It's not based on what is outside of you. It's based upon the purity of your own heart. Because the world is very deceptive. It can deceive you. You can be deceived about the intentions of others. You can be deceived by what you think the motives of others are. But you know what you cannot be deceived by? The purity of your own heart. So the purity of unconditional love, the purity of love is based upon an internal centeredness on the love that lies within your own being. And from that love, you can love purely, no matter what the circumstances or the situation of how it appears. There's a lot of appearances in the universe. It appeared this moment. That's why they call it Maya, the realm of the illusion. It appeared one way this moment, and it appears another way the next. So how can you love that which is impure? How can you love that which is appearing, that which is fleeting? How can you love perception? You cannot. You can only love from something that is real. You can't love an illusion. But through love, you can transcend the illusions. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You cannot love an illusion. And this realm is illusion. Very elusive. 1 minute this way is 1 minute the next. 1 minute it looks like this, 1 minute it looks like that. You cannot love an illusion. But your love can allow you to transcend the illusion. That's why they say, well, you must have love of a deity. Deity. You must have love of Selassie. Love of Krishna. Love of Jesus. Because this type of love that is seated in something. Ready? It looked like a cartoon.
So these are islands on the coast of California called the Guam Islands. Noble, could you push off? Okay.
First, that is transcendental will allow you to transcend the appearances and the fleetingness of the material world. So your love is seated in something that is much greater than the appearances and the ever-changing illusion that is around you. But that it can be centered without getting caught up in those type of religious secularisms, sectism. You can reach that state of enlightened love that would not allow us to get caught up and to start religiously gangbanging. Because we now think that this religion or this particular deity that we have centered all our love in is the only way. Or is the rightest way. Or is the way above all other ways. Where now we're gangbanging. And now we've used the deity to give power to the world of division and duality. And to give power to illusion, which is separation. Now we have missed the whole point. The deity is supposed to allow you to transcend the illusion so that you can love purely in the realm of the material and not get caught up into the illusions that lie within the material world. That's the power. So once we discover the love that is within inside of us, this love is black love. Now we have become situated in divine love. Now we have become that which we have become situated in. Now that's our manifestation. That's who and what we are. We attract out of that. We attract the abundance by getting situated in pure love. So we attract more pure love to us. But if we seek it, we're nothing but vampires. We're empty batteries that will never be charged. No matter how long you keep them plugged up in a rechargeable source. They'll never be recharged. But when you are seated in pure love, now you are in an ocean of love. You're in an ocean of abundance that is never ending. That has no beginning and has no end. That has no limits or no boundaries of how it can exist or where or when or why it exists. That's pure. You can corrupt it. And you say, well, why do you love? Corruption. You love for a why. Who do you love? Corruption. You're corrupted for who? Where do you love? You're corrupted for a place. When do you love? You're corrupted to a time. You see the point I'm making? All those have you locked into dimensions. Who, what, when, why, where. The purity is lost. I only love in the mosque, in the temple, in the monastery, the synagogue. I only love Jesus. I only love Krishna. I only love this deity. The who. I only love because of this. I love because of that. When do we arrive at the state where I am love? Ain't that deep? That is the I am that I am. I don't love because of who. I don't love because of what. I don't love because of where. And I don't love because of why. I am love. And out of the love that I am, why is born. Out of the love that I am, who is born. Out of the love that I am, where I become a place to love. I become the place where love is. How to love? I become the right way to love. Y'all don't hear me. When you have become the right way to love because you are how to love, who to love doesn't matter. Ooh, I lost some people with that one. When you become how to love, because you love, who to love don't matter. Because you're the way to love. You become the path of love. That's deep. The path of love. Now, if we become the path of love, our love embodies anyone who embraces upon the path of love. So we love purely. Purely meaning not corrupted by anything. It has a foundation. The relationships that we get in, we fall in love. So the love that we have is not a product of our own becomingness. It's a representative of a fallen state. We fall. We don't become love, we fall in love. And what happens when you are lifted out of the pit that you fell into? Now the love is gone because you fell. We don't want to fall in love because if you fall in, you can fall out. You know what I mean? But when you become love, there's no way in and there really is no way out. It simply is. That is the enlightened state that we want to achieve. Because if you fall in love and you fall in deeply, if you fall out as deeply as you fell in, whoa, that's going to be dangerous. You know what I'm making? But you never know if you fell in. You never know when you will fall out. But if you become love, you are the reality of love, irregardless of what is appearing in the universe at any moment in time. That's centeredness. And taking that back to the spiritual conversation that I had earlier, when somebody asked me, what holy book do I read? Do I read the holy book at night? Or what scripture do I read? And I tell them that I have become the reality of the existence of God. So I don't have to read this or that holy book. I've become the reality of it. You question it. You seek to understand God. You seek to find God. To define God. To label God. To follow God. I have become the reality of God. And I am aware of that reality in the beingness. You see the point I'm making? That's the difference between spirituality and religion. Under religion, you follow God. With spirituality, there is nowhere to follow God to. You see the point I'm making? That's a whole different paradigm. In religion, you search for God.